Hi guys, Isabella Greene here. Today I would like to talk to you and examine a conscious perspective on heartbreak and probably betrayal too, because these go hand in hand. I heard someone tell me recently, a good friend tell me recently, that heartbreak was the strongest pain he ever experienced. And aren't we all familiar with that? But let's take a look at all of the aspects of heartbreak, because when we understand how things really work, it makes it much easier for us to deal with things and to be in a space where we're not affected as much. We're very much affected by things that we don't understand. But bringing conscious understanding of the whole phenomenon really helps to move into the space where heartbreak possibly doesn't even happen. So why would someone experience that much pain? And let's take a look at what heartbreak really consists of. Usually consists of a surprise. Comes out of nowhere, right? The element of surprise is the most painful or exceptionally painful for most people, but let's examine this. Why does a surprise happen? Could it be that it happens because there was no communication between partners, or because one had expectations that the other was not ready to fulfill? That surprise comes from disappointment, or the main pain here comes from disappointment of unfulfilled expectations. Oh, I thought he was the one and he left. Or oh, I thought I don't know, we were gonna work out, and then she told me she had another lover. Or I just told her I love her, and God, she's in love with someone else. All these scenarios are super painful when we don't have clear communication. And clear communication is really easy to establish from the very beginning of your relationship, because at the beginning, when you don't really know where you're going and you just met each other, if you start practicing being a conscious awake person, if you start practicing being authentic and really telling your partner what goes on with you and where you're at, and really sharing your own space and your own perspective, it's going to make it a whole lot easier for the other to understand where this connection is coming from and where this connection is going. Also, a lot of us have an idea that, oh my God, we're going to meet this person who tells us that they are unavailable for a relationship, emotionally unavailable, or just coming out of heartbreak, or just coming out of another relationship, or just, scenarios that clearly don't work for creating something long term. But yet we still have hope, right? Oh, if we are good, if we do these or that, or if we stick around, if we do all these things, they will change their minds. Well, I hate to tell you, but in 95, probably to 99%, this doesn't happen. Listen to what that person tells you when you meet them. Most of the time nowadays, conscious guys, and yes, there are conscious guys, and there are conscious girls too, they would tell you exactly where they're coming from. Unless they themselves are confused. And if they're confused, it's important to be in the present moment. Someone who lives in the present will never be unhappy. Have you heard this statement? Yes, because you can listen to them in the present. You can receive them in the present. You can pay attention to what goes on with you too during your immediate interactions versus in the la la land of like your dreams and your expectations. And oh my god, he reminds me of my whatever, of my father, and so that he's the one. Or oh, I went down 34 symptoms of twin flame connection and it all matches in my head. Yes, it's matching in your head because you want it to. You want it to match, and why? How come it matches with the next guy and the guy before that? And then we call them false twin flames, but that's all false because it's all the expectations of the mind. And when these things happen, and so the other partner makes a choice that works for them, and we go into that space, oh my god, they ruined my life, or oh, I'll never get over this, or all these, like, this awful state. It's painful, it is, yeah, but what did that partner really do? Did they really betray you, or are they honoring their own path? We each individual here has their own path, and if their path arrived at the point where they have to go, we have to let them go without spinning ourselves into that drama. But here's another thing. When you're experiencing that heartbreak, it's never just the pain from that one person's departure or losing that one person. It always comes with it hurts that much because it's linked to that whole lifetime of abandonment wounding, or childhood situations or issues, or all of the heartbreaks that you went through before. And so when that happens again, that's why it's so painful. That's why every next one is more painful than the one before. Have you noticed? Because the ball of pain is growing unless we are conscious of what's going on and work on these things. And so when we work on these things and we process our childhood issues of abandonment and childhood issues of commitment, and our own availability or non-availability for relationships, because your partners are just co-creating with you, and your partners are just reflecting to you where you are at yourself. You can take my word for that, for sure. So when we process these things and become conscious of these things, and we arrive within our own inner space into the 0 point, where you're no longer dragging all that trauma into your next relationship after that for it to play out back in your face all over again, then we are able to be in the present moment with that new partner. And from that present moment, you have a choice to create something, to co-create something that's going to be different than the ones that you had before. And if that partner chooses to, I don't know, have multiple partners or be unavailable or be, I don't know, have to go, it's up to you to decide what you want to do with it without spinning yourself into, oh my god, I'm heartbroken again, that whole state that's so uncomfortable. You can really pay attention to where that person is, what they want, and then again, why are you attracting that kind of person into your life? If you keep attracting the ones who are unavailable, that means you're unavailable yourself. It's just as simple as that, because again, where external reality doesn't even exist. External reality is a reflection of our internal state of being. So when we ourselves have commitment issues and abandonment issues and all kinds of trauma going on, we're going to keep bringing in partners that are going to co-create with us scenarios that show us where we are within our own journey. And then also another thing here to remember, and I keep repeating this, um, for healers, for those who are here to make this world a better place, if you are going into a relationship because you see that person and you want to fix them, help them, save them, I can teach them, I can make their life better, I can help them, oh, they're not getting it themselves, let me help them. That's a contract, and the contract has an expiration date, and once you're done with your work with that person, they're gonna go. That's just the way it is because they were never a partner for you. They were never in that balanced space where you can flow together in equality. So hey, pay attention to these things too. And so let me ask you this question: does heartbreak really exist? Or is it a tool for us to learn more about ourselves, to know things about ourselves, to see and understand what it is that we keep replaying in our lives, we keep recreating in our lives? Are we recreating the relationships of our parents? Are we recreating the relationships between ourselves and our parents? Are we recreating relationships with our siblings, especially older siblings? Are we recreating our first heartbreak, the first love with an external partner, was usually is a reflection of the whole family situation, a family dynamic, or your first experience of love? Like, let's say if your mom is overbearingly controlling and present and kind of suffocates you with love, that's what the kind of partners you're going to be attracting. And then you're going to say, oh my God, I got these guys and they're super controlling and they're super I don't know, uncomfortable for me, and I have to go, and there's that whole betrayal goes on, but I cannot betray him, he's so nice to me. Let's look at all these things. There's so many aspects to this whole heartbreak idea that we're all terrified of because yeah, we've been there and it hurts. And are we arriving into the space where we're conscious of what's going on, really? Are we able to clear all the baggage, remove all the bricks from that pile of bricks that we're sitting under so that we can see the present moment? Are we attracting the partners who can also see the present moment because they did their work? And so are we able to co-create the new way of relating from that place going forward? Are we able to honor that person's choices, that person's journey? And if that journey is away from us, are we able to honor that without going into, super crazy, dramatic, painful space? Because we're recognizing that everyone is entitled to their own journey. Everyone's path and their life's mission and their purpose and their state of being is the most important thing for them. And trying to keep someone where they don't belong is wrong, is interfering with their path and their journey. Think about that too. So I just wanted to share a few of these things with you because we are co-creating new relationships on earth. Are we conscious? Do we know what we're doing? Do we know how it works? None of us want heartbreak. No. So let's stop co-creating that for ourselves and for our partners. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in today. If you'd like to have a session with me, you can reach me at isabellagreene.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for my videos. Every week I cover a wide variety of subjects. I love you. Take care. Namaste.